So I want to kind of get into, Dawn, thanking you as well. An article in Reuters that says the vice president is in talks with Joe Rogan's podcast about an interview. She's sitting down with Charlamagne tha God today. We're 21 days from Election Day. Is there enough time for the vice president to accomplish this?
Sure, absolutely. Remember, when you're talking about trying to reach black men, you're talking about reaching black men who are already going to come out and vote. Now that voter registration deadlines across the country have largely passed, or they're passing in the next few days, you're talking about how do you get to a marginalized section of the electorate that is already going to come out and participate. And you got to go find them where traditional Democratic candidates have not gone. There's no sense in conceding the millions of eyeballs and ears that Joe Rogan and Charlamagne tha God can bring to the table. You might not convince all of them, but you might get just enough to curb the tide, the seeming tide of black men considering voting someone other than Kamala Harris, and you might bring new listeners into the fold. So I think it's a significant strategy. Listen, Democrats are going to have to go out into places where non-traditional constituencies are to be found in order to cobble together the Harris coalition, which is a new and novel thing to deliver her the presidency.
Don, just wondering, how much do you buy into the narrative that African-American men are, in substantial numbers, turning away from the vice president?
I don't buy into it that much. Listen, at worst, African-American men are going to be about 85 to 86% for Kamala Harris. That makes us the Scottie Pippen of American democracy to black women's Michael Jordan. There's no other constituency who is going to consistently vote not only Democratic, but who is going to support Kamala Harris in those kind of numbers. And so 85%, 86% is an overwhelming amount of support from one particular demographic. And yes, it's less than Barack Obama, but you also have to remember that Kamala Harris is, a substantial amount of time after the Barack Obama wave, in which all voters, not just African-American men, are wondering what the presidency really means for me. So I give her substantial kudos for dropping a significant plan for black men. We've never seen a presidential candidate do that before. And I think it's resonating from what I've seen on social media and in the community. It's only been 24 hours, but I think now she has real policy in her hand that she can go out and sell to African-American communities. So I thought the narrative was overblown to begin with, and I think she's definitely going to help curb it over the next 3 weeks with a real plan.
Don, I'm not even going to get into who is Pippen and who is Jordan on this ballot, just because I'm not interested in that one, but that's for another day's conversation. Olivia, kind of staying with the sports theme, my colleague Shaquille Brewster spoke to men at an NFL game in Atlanta. Some shared who they plan to vote for, others shared their top issues. Take a listen to this.
Probably I'll vote, but probably for Trump.
You want to tell us who you're planning to vote for?
Trump.
Why Donald Trump?
I enjoyed his policies, and he did treat us pretty well.
Well, the obvious issue is going to be the economy.
Issues you care most about?
Economy.
Economy is the top issue for you? Why?
I'm working, and I live alone, so that's a big part for me.
Olivia, just wondering if you think that that's an issue that the vice president still has work to do on.
Well, certainly I think that she is working hard to reach the middle class and the hard workers out there across our country. And I think she's talking about the economy in very tangible ways instead of, sitting on a stage and dancing about it, I guess, with contrast to Donald Trump, who's not really saying much these days. And I think she is talking about, she's looking at tax credits. She's looking at home buying credits. She's looking at all these things that are actually going to help those people that, were just interviewed in that segment. And I'll say economists are saying, right? Their economists are saying, look, presidency under Donald Trump would lead to higher interest rates. And Donald Trump's tariffs actually hurt the working class. They hurt manufacturing jobs across our country. And so I think these are all important things to kind of keep in mind, that Donald Trump may be sometimes referring to the economy in broad ways, but the tangible benefits to the people that it's going to impact are actually more important to pay attention to. And I'm seeing that more from Kamala Harris and what she's saying.
And speaking of paying attention to, tomorrow, Olivia, the vice president is set to sit down with Fox News for the first time ever, according to that network. What does it tell you?
Look, I give her tremendous credit that she is very focused on growing this coalition. And I think she is going to Fox News. She's going to try to persuade those voters, those viewers. And I think, look, we're not going to reach the people sitting in the Trump town halls, right, at these rallies. Those people are diehard supporters. But I can tell you that I am hearing from Republicans and independent voters every single day who are watching those Trump rallies and the coverage and saying, like, what is going on here? I don't want this for the future of our country. And I think a lot of those viewers are watching Fox News. And so I think it's important for her to go out, talk to these people, address it, have honest conversations, serious conversations, and let the voters decide for themselves. And I think she's very effectively doing that right now.
Dawn Calloway and Olivia Troy, thank you so much for being with us this morning.